Welcome back to Strength 101, guys, the podcast where we break down fitness and nutrition into its simplest forms. I'm here with Matresa today.
Woo! What's up, guys?
And we're going to hit a bunch of fitness myths. Now, the music, this is most important, more important than anything else. The song that we were jamming to before we started the podcast is All Night Longer by Sammy Adams, right?
Sammy Adams, yeah.
God, and I thought, for some reason, I just got introduced to that song, and it was awesome, and it was new, but it's from 2014. So whether it's a blast from the past for you or you're hearing about it for the first time, turn that on and your day will get better. What else will make your day better is knowing what's bullshit and what's not in the gym setting, and that's what we're going to go over today, right?
Heck yeah.
It's been a while since we've done this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm jumping the gun.
Yeah.
I know it has been a while since I've been on here.
I feel like people have missed you on the podcast.
I've been uninvited, but now I'm back to being invited.
It's just me and Stetler have been reminiscing about the good old days when we were back in the basement of my house. And I thought it was the coolest technical thing he had ever done in the world that he put the logo on the whiteboard in the back and superimposed it. And now look at us. We got, like, you guys can't see it, but we got all these lights and cameras and action. And yeah.
We're moving up in the world.
We are. But you're right. I do have a couple shout outs. So we had a couple member milestones that are phenomenal milestones and some of our favorite people in the gym that happened this week or in the last week and a half here. We know that consistency is everything. One of our taglines here at Strength Academy is #JustShowUp, because you know if you can get in the door that we're going to push you to the intensity you need to do. You're going to do the work you need to do to grow, to get better, to improve over time. So consistency is everything. I want to shout out Rochelle W. for hitting 500 classes.
Woo!
Hell yeah, Rochelle. Rochelle actually started out personal training one-on-one with me, and then she moved into the classes, and she is just, I don't know, she's a completely different person. She's also one of the most energetic, kindest, most charismatic people you'll ever meet.
I was going to say, if you literally just see her anywhere, like, she'll just instantly put a smile on your face because she's always happy.
Yeah. And she's the person that when everybody's dying in class is still going, whoa!
Yes.
So it's super helpful, especially for us coaches when we want to bring the energy and everybody's hating their lives. And then Sarah T hit 700 classes.
Yes, Sarah.
Dang, Sarah. And Sarah has had about as big of a transformation, especially physically, as anybody could possibly have in this gym. I have no idea off the top of my head what the amount of weight loss she's had is, but I want to say it's got to be in the range of like 60 pounds or something since she first started. It's like she looks entirely different. And so, anyways, shout out to you guys. Congratulations. Consistency is everything. And you guys deserve to be patted on the back for that, because it's crazy to think that you have spent over 500 and over 700 hours in this gym just dedicating yourself to something that's bigger than you.
True that.
But
Congrats,
let's talk
you guys.
about some fitness myths. Matresa, these are just kind of random. We have a huge list in front of us of a bunch of things that I think are seemingly, like, just scanning it, are all pretty relevant to some misconceptions that people have. But let's just jump right in. We're going to answer as many as we can. We're going to put a timer on like 15, 20 minutes, cap us. Let's get going.
Okay, so I don't even know if this is actually a myth. This is just kind of more of an opinion based one to start. But should personal trainers look the part?
Oh, that's a great question. Now I don't like that we're just doing these randomly. Okay, so should they look the part? My quick answer is yes. It doesn't mean that you can't be a phenomenal trainer if you don't look the part. And there are some people that, for a good example, is we have a trainer here in town named Ulyss Payne. And he is a professional strongman competitor and power lifter, and he can lift ungodly amounts of weight. But if you just saw him walking on the street, he would not be what you would typically think of as fit, just because those guys have to be almost intentionally overweight so that they can move massive amounts of muscle and weight around. And so you definitely can do the job, but I think that from the standpoint of running a good business and people trusting that you are going to take them where they want to go, then I've always felt a responsibility for having to look the part personally. What about you?
Yeah, no, for sure. And that was a really good point. They're saying, like, Ulyss, for example, so true, because that man's strong. Shout out Ulyss. But
yeah, he's
but seriously, I think about even going back to like when I was in high school and we were in gym class and we'd have a gym teacher, potentially it was more or less sub, but even regardless, a gym teacher that was not fit and could not run and would be barking at you to, run your miles super fast or whatever super fast. Even as a kid, I was like, well, screw you, because I know you can't do it. So why are you trying to push me to do it? So I think it's also you walk it like you talk it, right? So if you can't walk it, it's kind of hard to talk it. But if you can walk it and it doesn't always look like you actually can, that's, I guess, a secret. But I straight up answer, yes, I think you should look the part just because it's more, I don't know, more credential to you as well.
Yeah. And then maybe that's a call for everybody to do a little bit more digging when they're looking at like a gym or a trainer to pick up, because you could have somebody who's completely jacked, shredded, and they could just from a personality standpoint, they could be a complete a-hole who's kind of dumb and kind of like condescending. And that's
Yeah.
not going to be a good person to get you where you want to go. Whereas somebody else could be just like they could be on a journey. There are people out there like this. Somebody could be on a journey from 400 pounds, still be 250, and maybe not look traditionally fit, and but they've done all the work, and so they know how to do this work, and they could just be at a different part in their journey and be a phenomenal coach for you. So just depends.
Completely.
That was a good
Yeah.
one. You want me to do alternate here?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm just gonna kind of randomly. All right. Our fitness challenges: 75 hard, Project Powerhouse, body composition at Strength Academy. All these different things. Are they sustainable?
Oof. What is Project Powerhouse?
I actually don't know. I'll look it up while you start, because
Okay.
you know what 75 hard is, and
Yeah.
maybe you can give context to anybody who hasn't heard of these.
Well, 75 Hard, for example, that is actually made by Andy Frisella. He's the owner of First Form. So what 75 Hard is, for 75 days, you are focusing on multiple different habits you're trying to build for those 75 days. You are focusing on a specific meal plan you're following. You are doing 2 workouts a day. Both are 45 minutes apiece. One must be outside. You have to read at least 10 pages a day of a book. You have to drink a gallon of water a day. No alcohol. I don't remember what else is part of it. Do you remember, Settler? I already said that. Sorry.
I didn't hear
I
the
think
rest
I
of
got
it
the
either.
rest.
But have you done it before?
I attempted it. Yeah, I did. I got to like day like 35 and I was like, F this. But it's okay. So it's hard because is that actually something that is sustainable for a long period of time? No. But does it teach you great habits? Yes. And there's been a lot of really awesome transformations from that program, or challenge that people do. So I would never say like don't do it, but in a way it can be very restricting. And because mind you, if you fall off and let's say you read 9 pages instead of 10 pages that day, you're done. So if you're on day 74 and you read 9 instead of 10 pages, you're back to day 1.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mind boggle at the same time. That one, it's not sustainable to do all the time, but if it's something, a habit builder, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's important to point out that not everything that's sustainable, like just because something isn't sustainable doesn't mean it's not worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
We're a big fan of like a sprint rest methodology when it comes to even our body composition program. Like the program that is best to get somebody to lose weight fast is not necessarily the program you would want to run all year round, but it doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile for people to go on a sprint or a reset for 8 weeks and make some progress. And sure, they may fall back a little bit, but it's not going to be back to where they started. That being said, I guess, yeah, it's that sprint rest analogy. It's like it depends on where you want to go. You have to be realistic in thinking that, yes, if you do 75 hard, that's like going out on a sprint and you're going to cover a lot of ground really fast, but eventually you're going to slow down and you're going to tire out and you're going to get some fatigue off of it. And if you do 75 hard and you stop doing it, but some of those habits stick, well, then that was worthwhile.
For sure.
However, like if you are so fatigued by the process that you like you completely go off the rails, like it's the person that, I dieted for the entire week and so now I'm going to go completely ham on the weekend.
Yeah.
If you have that type of mentality, I don't think it's very, very beneficial for you.
Yeah, you can't be like all in or what is it? Isn't that what it is? All in or all what's the mentality I'm thinking of? That's
All or nothing?
all or nothing.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, you can't be all or nothing in something like that. And actually like body comp and 75 hard, for example, yes, as you said, they're definitely things that are going to teach you and you're going to build habits, but it's by no means anything you should be doing 365 days of the year. Like that's absolutely not it. You're just learning habits to help improve your life and improve longevity. And you're learning a thing or two, right? So sustainability is kind of hard to put in that
Yeah.
sentence, I would say. But you're learning sustainable habits, but the actual work itself is not like sustainable.
Well, and you're always assessing like where your line is, because like everybody has a different level of strictness they can keep themselves to. Like
For sure.
you're much more strict on so many things like your hydration and your protein levels and everything else than I am, and it would be almost
And look how different we look. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know, right? It would be ill-advised though for me to try to do everything you do, especially just like one day just snap my fingers and try to jump into your habits. It might be good for me, but it would like kind of crush me mentally, and I'm just not the same person as you. I freak out with that much restriction, whereas you thrive in it a little bit better, and so different strokes for different folks.
Okay, so it's great that you said that because we could just honestly go into another question, which I
Yeah,
saw
hit
on
me.
this list. It was something along the lines of, should you do the same like habits or say eat the same things that someone on like social media is doing? And that right there, I think just answered that flat out. That just because I'm doing something specifically that works for me does not mean it's going to work for you, does not mean it's going to work for you or anybody else,
Yep.
right? Like what you're doing and your body is completely different than myself and my body. Because if you and I ate the same exact things and did the same exact exercises, we're going to still look completely different.
Yep.
I mean, I know you're a guy, but regardless,
Well,
it doesn't matter.
let's even take the example, like people make fun of me, right? Because I'm kind of don't eat vegetables or fruits very often. They just
Yeah.
don't really enter my mouth very often. And some people are really like, some people in our gym are like, what the hell? You're destroying your health and everything. But that's also for a purpose. Like as I sit here at 6'4" and 225 pounds, I have had more trouble gaining weight in my life than losing weight. And so I stopped eating a lot of vegetables and salads a long time ago when I realized that I wasn't able to get the amount of calories I needed to get in a day. But if somebody doesn't understand that and I were to take
Mm-hmm.
pictures of my food throughout the day and they just kind of mimicked what I did, then maybe there's somebody who needs more volume in their food and they're going to be starving if they try to eat 1,200 calories eating the way I eat because that's like 2 sandwiches.
Yeah.
Um, and they're just going to need to do things a little bit more like you do it. And so if I ate the way you ate with of the like the extra vegetables and all the extra fiber, and I tried to pound 5,000 calories in a day, I'm gonna be so bloated. I'm just gonna feel like a total cow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ate the way I eat and you try to hit 1,400 or 1,600 or however many calories you're on right now, and you do it eating McDonald's, like you're gonna be starving.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah,
Yeah. So just when you're looking at that on social media or wherever, or if you're seeing someone on the street, like you just literally cannot do the same exact thing they can. You can get different inspiration or inspiring things from them, but that's it. Okay. I'm off my soapbox on that one. You tell me a next one. Otherwise, I have
This
more.
one just popped out to me. I mean, I'll have to look through these more, but should trainers, this is kind of along the lines of looking the part, I guess, too, but should trainers post shirtless progress pictures, or let's just say, like, yeah, progress pictures in general, mirror selfies, sports bras, like all that stuff? Where do you sit on that?
I'm going to be honest. The bulk of people that I follow are trainers, and they are for sure always in sports bras. But I've never looked at them and been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they post that. Like, I think that it's actually inspiring. It's like, dang, you've worked hard to look the way you do. I think it's great. If they're confident in their body and they want to post that, hell yeah, more power to them. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's any problem with that.
If I wanted to learn handstands, then I'm going to believe that somebody who posts videos of them doing 30-second handstands or whatever, 3-minute handstands, let's say, is going to be more likely to be able to teach me to do a handstand than somebody who just says, I teach handstands and I never see a video of them doing it. So there is a little bit of this, the proof's in the pudding type of thing when it
Oh.
comes to like hiring trainers, or what are you laughing about? The
I,
pudding?
what I'm thinking you're saying is, in order to like, if you did a handstand, your shirt would be in your face when you're like down.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm like, well, yeah,
That too,
obviously they have their
yes.
shirt off. Okay, that's what I'm
No, I
thinking
was
you're
going
talking
more
about.
so that like for a lot of people, the reason that they're in the gym, I know everybody likes to be like love your body and all that stuff. I think that's a little bit like overblown, almost toxic on the other side of things. But let's be realistic, a lot of people are going into the gym to change their aesthetic appearance, to change
Mhm.
what they see in the mirror, what their partner sees in the mirror, how their clothes fit on them. And it's just really difficult to believe that somebody is going to be able to take you there if they haven't done it themselves. And so
Mhm.
if I was looking to look a certain way, I would be trying to find somebody who has already done what I want to do and then follow their methodology.
For
Now,
sure.
we've talked a little bit on here already about like how that doesn't necessarily work, but I think it's still in the right direction compared to just guessing.
Yeah.
You know, if we all wore baggy sweatpants and sweatshirts, then yeah, you could maybe just base it a little bit more off of somebody's knowledge, but people can bullshit you by also just sounding confident. But what you can't bullshit is putting in the work and getting the results,
For sure.
you know?
Yeah. Another piece of that, just from you saying like, oh, I looking at somebody and they look that way, so I should talk to them to see if they can help me. One thing I've learned when I'm looking on social media, and this is a piece I think for everybody to think about, is I'm 5'7", and the amount of people I follow on Instagram that are 5 feet, 5'2", and they have a huge butt, abs, like everything. And I'm like, wow, how do they look like that? And they're fine, like, I'm 5 feet tall. I'm like, well, I have way more volume to myself than you do. So
Yeah, like our media guy has a really strong bench press, but his arms are 3 inches long. So, right,
see,
Stellar?
I mean, that's, and like Nick's are really long. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, we love you, Stet. But yeah, like that's that. So you cannot compare weights or just how they look to yourself either. Okay,
Do you
I
want to go
have
or do you want me
another
to go?
one. I'm going.
Okay.
Is the bulking and cutting cycle outdated?
And maybe you'll have better context on this because I feel like you spend time in kind of the younger, more, I don't know, up to date fitness culture online. I don't think it should be. I just have a really hard time recommending that somebody not follow a bulk and cut type of system if they are looking to, one, maximize muscle mass, and two, see the results of that maximizing of muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
We have found that it's very difficult. It can be done, but I think it's always suboptimal to try to be as lean as possible and grow muscle at the same time. So we always advocate to eat the excess calories when you're trying to build muscle over maybe even more like a 6-month time period, not longer on that process, and then go into a cut of 8 weeks or however long you really need to get down shredded enough to see what you want to see. And
Mm-hmm.
also it's just fun. Like there's a certain amount of fatigue that comes with setting goals and chasing them. I might chase a bulk and chase how big and strong I can get for 6 months, and by the end of that 6 months I'm so sick of eating and not seeing myself shredded and feeling fluffy in my clothes that I want to shift my goals. So I think just the altering back and forth can be really helpful to keep people's motivation high.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah. No, that's great. I agree. I think that is it necessary? No. But as you said, if you have specific goals, I think cutting and bulking is definitely still super relevant. If you want to build muscle, yes. I mean, in the bodybuilding world, that's what they do all the time, right? Or you're at your maintenance calories, which is to be exactly the weight that you are currently. So, no, I think that it's definitely not outdated. And I think it's still an extremely useful tool to be able to change your body how you want to. The cool part is you have full control of changing your body however you want.
Yep.
So you can make it happen if you want.
Yeah, and if you're like, oh, I don't know, people are scared sometimes, and I get it. If like you just went through a big weight loss in your life, and then we're telling you to go on a bulk to maximize muscle, that can be scary. But try these things, and you can
Mm-hmm.
always reverse if you don't like what's going on. We had a member in here not too long ago. He tried creatine. It made him feel so bloated and gross that he got off of it. And like, not everybody feels that way, but you can always test things, and then like, rarely are these decisions irreversible.
Yeah,
So
completely.
yeah,
It was good.
but Teresa, if I eat, let's say I have a big bowl of ice cream after 8 p.m., is it going to make me gain fat?
No. Oh, this is the after 8 p.m. trend that you
Mhm.
cannot eat anything. No. If you were to eat like how many calories do you have to eat a day to gain a pound of fat? Is it 3,500?
1 pound of fat contains 3,500 calories.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're eating over 3,500 calories each and every day, and ironically that ice cream is a part of that 3,500 calories, sure. But if you're just worried about that specific bowl of ice cream, that is not going to make you gain any more weight.
Yeah.
Enjoy that damn ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where this like myth comes from because I think if you dig into it a little bit, it's clearly BS. There's actually an old, probably like almost 10 years old now, video of me on YouTube where I sit there and I drink about 6, 7 beers, and eat a whole 6, 7 beers.
Stop.
Where I eat 6 or 7 beer or drink 6 or 7 beers and eat a whole like thing of donuts while talking to the camera about how much bullshit this is.
Just makes sense.
At like 11 p.m.
Uh,
I'm not really sure where it comes from. Your body does not
did you gain weight?
No, I didn't. I don't know where people get this from. I think maybe they think that if you're eating a lot and then you're going straight to sleep, that since you can't use it, your body operates on a much more macro level than people give it credit for. So if you, like you said, if you are in a caloric surplus and you're eating a bunch of food after 8 p.m., you're going to gain fat, but not because you ate after 8 p.m., because of the caloric surplus.
Yes.
Whereas, like, if I needed to eat 4,000 calories in a day to maintain my weight and I had only had 2,000 so far, then I can eat 2,000 calories after 8 p.m. and it doesn't mean it's going to go to fat. It's just going to replace the fuel that I have used up during the day.
For sure.
Yeah. So that one, yeah, I don't understand where that one came from. But I do think that it's beneficial for a lot of people to make a rule for themselves sometimes, especially if you're trying to cut weight, to not let yourself eat after a certain period of time because I mean, let's think about it. What food you're eating at 9 p.m. is usually in line with your goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like not very
Not usually.
often, you know.
And I'd say too, like I know if I eat close to bedtime, it's really hard for me to like fall asleep just because my body's
Yeah, some people have weird dreams, right?
Yeah, or you just can't sleep. So I mean, it hits everybody differently. There's some people that can literally eat a whole pizza and go to bed and they're fine. You know. But
Yeah.
either way, it's not going to make you fat. Is the moral of that story.
God, I was really hungry right before bed the other night, and I had 2 chocolate bars and a Sprite, and I didn't sleep very well. So I'm kind of wondering, like, if that's maybe there's a lot of sugar.
Yeah. Well, especially
I'm
like
like
the
a child.
carbonation, like that you are a child, not like one, you are one.
I am a child.
Is overtraining real or is it just mental weakness, Nick?
Overtraining is very real. I mean, there's
Rhabdo. I'm just
what's
kidding.
up? Yeah, rhabdo. Yeah, rhabdomyolysis. That is legitimately your body eating your muscle tissue, and it can f you up and give you scar tissue for life and affect the way you move for forever. That
Can it
became
like kill you?
Oh, it can kill you too
It's so
because
scary.
your kidneys have a difficult time processing all the toxins that just got broken down into your
Yeah, it
body,
just like shuts
and so
down.
you can shut your kidneys down from it too. Usually, people have like super crazy dark like Coca-Cola urine type of stuff. It's nasty stuff, and we have like this is not me shitting on them, but we have CrossFit to thank for popularizing that because they had these massively difficult workouts that were just super high rep. And people that were super lean or maybe just not ready for them were doing them and they were getting those issues. That's a
Ugh.
good example of an extreme version of overtraining.
Yeah.
But generally, overtraining just means that you're overworking your ability to recover. And so
Mhm.
that means that if your recovery habits are crap, you could overtrain with a very little workload technically. Like if I was starving myself and I wasn't eating and my sleep was crap and I was dehydrated, I could come in and do a regular workout that we normally do in here and it could just be too much for me. I could
Mhm.
be so beat up and sore and exhausted and have a high potential for injury just because my recovery habits are crap.
For
And
sure.
so I think that's the most important part is like it's very difficult to overtrain if your recovery is on point.
Mhm.
And even then you can still do it. But that's usually what people have a problem with. It's not that they worked out too much that their body couldn't handle it. It's just that they're not paying attention to their recovery.
Yeah,
What about you? Have
for
you had
sure.
experience? Have you ever overtrained?
I don't think so. I've always been a huge
You're
advocate for
massive on
having
your protein though.
rest days. Yeah, protein. I mean, it's not like I don't get sore, but I don't think I've ever overtrained. But for sure, like I'm a huge advocate with that of making sure you have rest days. Like if you're training 7 days a week hard, we actually know one person that doesn't. I don't know how he does it, but it's really
Yeah.
hard to A, get the results you're looking for, B, yeah, you're not recovering well, and C, you have a huge risk for injury. So it's really more setting you back than pushing you forward. People think, oh, I'm training more. It's going to make me so much better and I'm going to get
Yep.
to my finish line quicker. It's usually hurting you and pulling you away from that finish line farther
Yep.
than what you're looking for.
100%.
So,
Just a quick frame of reference for most people that are like moms and dads that have kids and your sleep is a little bit hampered and you're not maybe eating as much protein as you should, 3 times a week might be a perfectly reasonable amount that you're going to be able to get gains from, but you also are not going to be in danger of or like under recovering and
yeah.
overtraining. Whereas maybe somebody who's in college or like you don't have kids right now, your sleep quality is probably pretty consistent and good. You can probably handle more like 5, 6 times a week. And if you're watching somebody on Instagram or a professional athlete and their recovery's on point and maybe they're even taking some steroids or something like that, those are the people that can train twice a day and do insane stuff. You should not try to mimic them. You should always slowly ramp up your frequency and your volume of training and see where your limit is instead of just jumping into crap.
Absolutely. So recovery is important, you guys.
Excellent. That's 20 minutes though, Steph. Okay, well, we're going to stick to our word and we're going to cut this. Don't worry, we're going to do a part 2. We're going to basically shut off the camera right now, turn
And
it back
shut it
on,
back on.
and
Or
you guys are
that makes
unfortunately going to
sense.
have to wait a week to hear it. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. But come back around and we're going to do some more fitness myths. Matresa, where can they find you on the internets?
On the internets, on
Yep.
the span of internets. I'm on Instagram at MatraceaFit, MatraceFit. Where can they find you and the Strength Academy, Nick?
You can find me at Nick, Nick, double underscore, Byom, BYOM. And you can find all of our stuff at Strength 101 now. So on Instagram at Strength 101, on YouTube at Strength 101, and on TikTok now at Strength 101, no longer at Strength 101 Podcast. Man, are we moving up in the world?
Woohoo! See you in the next one.